Hey everybody, my name is Seth and I'm the sales trainer here at ENS Security, and today we're going to be taking a deep dive into our brand new Emerald indoor smart Wi-Fi camera. So let's hop on in. In this video I'm going to show you guys how to set this camera up on the phone app and how to do some basic configuration, but let's hop into the specs first. This camera has 2 megapixel resolution, as well as it is Wi-Fi supported at 2 gigahertz. You cannot put it on a 5 gigahertz band, only 2. But this camera is also powered by a micro USB. There is an optional LAN port to plug in if you want to hardwire the camera to the network, so you have a little bit more of a reliable connection rather than just Wi-Fi, or you can also connect it directly to a recorder to send the footage back to be recorded on the actual system if you have an Emerald system going on or another type of camera system. This also can be used as a standalone unit where you don't need a recorder. You can just have it on the phone app, which, like I said, we're going to be showing you guys how to set up. This unit also has a built-in SD card slot, so you can go ahead and put in a SD card up to 256 gigabits, as well as it does have 350 degrees of PTZ controlled movements, meaning that you can easily rotate left to right and up and down this camera to your liking. It also supports things like auto-tracking, motion detection, and human body detection, as well as customized alarm sound, two-way communication, smart IR, and WDR as well. There's a lot of features packed into this little camera, so let's go ahead and show you guys how to set this up. Now, included in the box with the camera is a micro USB cable as well as a power adapter. Just go ahead and plug that into a wall and plug the camera directly in. Once you power it in and it's all plugged up, give it a few seconds and then it'll boot on and actually start moving around in, kind of like a boot animation. Now, once it's done moving around, the front light of the camera will start blinking red, and you're gonna wanna make sure that you have the ENS View app downloaded on your phone. All right, now that we're on the phone app, what you're gonna wanna do is go into the menus, select devices, then select add at the top. Select add a Wi-Fi device since this is on Wi-Fi. If you're doing it in a different method like the LAN port, you would do it a little bit differently. But for this video, we're gonna add it via Wi-Fi. Now you do get 2 options, add as a cloud device or add as a local device. We're gonna go ahead and select as a cloud device, but make sure that you also beforehand select the camera is waiting to be connected and add as a cloud device. Now you want to make sure that the internet you are on is 2 gigahertz. If it is not, and it's only a 5 gigahertz band, it will not work. Once you're good, you're gonna go ahead and go to the register code, hit the little scan QR button, hit OK, and the QR code is located on the back part of the camera, where you're just gonna simply go back there and scan the QR code. Once it's scanned, just go ahead and select Connect Automatically. Select Join, and give it a few minutes to load. Now that the device is connected, just go ahead when you are in the menus, go to Live View, select one of your empty channels, go to your device list, and select that device. And there we go, we have it all loaded up. We can see our marketing guy right there, Julian, in the background, and we are good on adding the camera in. So let's jump into configuration next. You have a few options here. First thing I'm going to do is move this into one image so we have a bigger screen. We can go ahead and take a quick snapshot if we wanted to, which is basically a quick picture. We can do a quick second recording, maybe 10-15 seconds long by selecting record. We can do the image adjustment if we wanted to view more channels at once. We can change the quality from high, medium, or low, or even set up two-way audio, which we'll test here in a bit. And at the bottom left, we're gonna do some device configuration. Select device configuration. The first thing that we're gonna get into is the image option. We're going to go to WDR, and to increase the quality of the video, we're going to select WDR and go ahead and enable that. We also can go ahead and go into the smart illumination, which is basically just IR. It's already enabled by default, so we're good on that. Now we're going to go down to where it says the alarm menu, select general detection, and for me, we have the option of motion and human and body. I'm just going to go ahead and select human and body. As you see, it is already enabled, so we are good for that. Now, we're going to end up coming back to this later when we set up a custom alarm, but for now, we are good. I'm also now going to go below the menu of general detection and go into VCA detection. And I'm going to set up auto tracking on this device by just quickly enabling it. I'm going to leave it on detection time as all day, so it's always enabled. Now at the bottom, we're going to see customized alarm sound. So if I select that, and I can add a customized alarm sound to this device. So if it was to go off or be triggered by a human and body, for example, it'll trigger this noise. So I'm going to record that. Please leave the property. And we're good here. You can hit save in the top right corner, and that sound is now on the actual device. Now that it's on there, I'm gonna go back up to general detection, human and body. I'm gonna go down to where it says arming schedule, and I'm gonna go ahead and enable the alarm sound. You can select which sound you want to use. They do have a default one already on the device, but I'm gonna use that custom one that we just recorded. Now this device will start going off when it's being triggered. So if I go back here to the actual device, let's go ahead and select that PTZ function. I can start moving it around a little bit. And it's gonna go ahead and see me on the side. Please leave the property. And it was triggered. Now I went ahead and quickly disabled the alarm sound during filming a video. It gets very loud. So we're gonna continue moving along here. But as you see, we can adjust the PTZ functions. We can go up, down, left, right, like I just showed you guys. And we have full customized controls of this. After selecting that PTZ function, a few other options we have is going into image settings. And we can do some things like adjusting the rotation of the image. So this camera you can mount on a ceiling, a wall, or just simply put it on a desk or a table. If you do decide to do that, you guys can just flip the image rotation by selecting vertical or horizontal, whatever you guys want to do. I'm just going to go back to normal, but we can also do things like adjusting the brightness, the saturation, the contrast, and things like that on here as well. I'm going to leave it as is, but you can do that if you so desire. Now, if you go in the device configuration menu, and at the bottom select storage, and at the top select SD card. Now, there is no SD card in this device as of right now, but you guys can add a SD card directly on here so you can store the footage locally, so it could be a complete standalone unit without needing to send it into a recorder if you don't need to. So let me quickly install the SD card. The SD card slot is right underneath the lens of the camera. Now I quickly installed the SD card. Like I said, it's right below the lens. I'm gonna select SD card again, and it is online and is storing footage directly on here. You may need to format the SD card. If you do, it will erase anything on the actual SD card if you're using it for something before. So just make sure you format it and you're good to go. You can also set up a custom recording schedule on there as well if you so choose. Now, this camera is fully set up and ready to go. The last feature I want to show you guys is two-way communication. So I'll be right back. I'm not even in the room. We got the two-way communication enabled on this small little smart Wi-Fi camera. Now guys, with a camera like this, it isn't meant to replace a current camera your home or business may have already. It's meant to be an addition to your interior of your home or business, mostly on the interior. Now, yes, maybe you can install it on the exterior, but I don't recommend it. It's gonna be best for the interior. Now, this camera is meant to be either installed with a system or treated as a standalone camera. It's up to you. You can record the footage with the SD card, so you really have a lot of options with this camera. Now, you can use this camera directly on a Emerald system if you wanted to, but this camera does support OnViv as well. So if you wanted to add this camera to, let's say, a DVR or a NVR from a different brand, you can, and you can actually have that recorded footage directly on the recorder. You will still have to use the ENS View app for PTZ controls, auto-tracking, and all the fancy features, of course, but you can have all the footage recorded on a separate DVR or NVR, so you're good on that sense as well. Now, this camera is also extremely, very extremely cost effective. So you can keep a few of these cameras in your work van at all times. You can pull up to a job site, you can do your walkthrough, you're doing your installation, and maybe the customer is unsure if they want a camera on the inside. You can use this camera as a quick way to install, show them the features, and they can quickly pick up this camera for a very low cost, and you still are gonna make a significant margin on the product cost and the installation time that you're gonna have with this. Now, like I said earlier, this camera can be used on any residential property for the interior of your home, in the living room, dining, kitchen, wherever you want to put it. You can simply place it on an end table or install it on the ceiling, on the wall. It is up to you. When you're not home, you can quickly monitor, communicate on two-way communication, and have that peace of mind and control everything simply with the phone app with your PTZ controls. This also can be installed in any private office or business where you may want a camera at your desk to monitor your belongings. Maybe you're not at the office every day of the week, maybe only 2 to 3 days. You can have this there watching your stuff. You know, maybe you get a notification that there's a human body in your office 3 p.m. on a Friday when you're not there. It's a great camera to have, and you can check out what's going on at all times. To wrap this video up, guys, this is a camera that can be added to nearly every install, and for an extremely low cost on the features that you're getting with this camera, this is a camera that you need to try on your next install. So make sure to give your ENS security professional a call.